Bajaj Allianz Life Invest Protect Gold Plan. Will investing in this plan help you in the wealth creation process in the long run? Let us find out through a comprehensive review and analysis in this video. Hi, welcome to holisticinvestment.in. We help individual investors like you to make the right financial and investment decisions to reach your financial goals faster and smarter. Now let's take a look at some of the features of the Bajaj Allianz Life Invest Protect Gold Plan. This is a non-participating unit-linked regular premium individual life insurance plan. So some of its features are your loved ones in your absence will get a lump sum payout as death benefit. There will be a growth of your savings corpus through market linked returns. Also, the return of charges will help to boost your fund value. There is also loyalty additions and fund maintenance boosters to enhance the maturity value. Riders are available to provide enhanced protection. Also, there are tax benefits as per the applicable laws. As we have looked at the features, now it's time to look at some of the benefits that by investing in this plan we get. So, for the first benefit is the death benefit. We get death benefit when the life insured unfortunately passes away before the policy term ends, and this death benefit is then presented to the nominee. So, as you can see, there are some options mentioned in the screen, out of which at the time of the death of the life insured, which option is the highest in value, that option will be given as a death benefit. So the options are the sum assured including top up sum assured, if any. Otherwise, the total fund value, if any, or the guaranteed benefit of 105% of the total premiums, including top up premiums, if any, received up to the date of death. So next up is the maturity benefit. We get the maturity benefit when the policy matures or when the policy ends. So the maturity benefit here is on survival of the life assured to the maturity date, total fund value as on the date of maturity shall be payable. There is also two other additional benefits, which is called the loyalty advantage and loyalty addition. The loyalty advantage is the return of your premium allocation charge, that is ROAC, at the end of the 10th policy year. And the loyalty addition is a specific percentage of the average of your previous 3 years daily regular premium fund value, which will be added to your current fund value. So from the fourth policy year, at the start of any policy month, after premium payment and before any due charges are deducted, if your total fund value falls below one annualized premium, then the company shall add fund maintenance booster to your regular premium fund value. Also, if any of your family members is an existing policyholder of the Bajaj Allianz life insurance, then a family benefit of 1% of the average of your previous 3 years daily regular premium fund value will also be paid to you on maturity. Now let us take a look at some of the fund options available in the Bajaj Allianz Life Invest Protect Gold Plan. So there are investor selectable portfolio strategy. Like you can choose either a equity based fund or a debt based fund or a money market based fund according to your risk profile. You can either choose a pure debt fund or a mixed fund or a pure equity fund. Anything based on your risk profile, you can choose a portfolio strategy to achieve the desirable returns you want to achieve by investing in this policy. You can simply pass the screen and see how many fund options they offer you and how many investment portfolios you can choose for yourself. Now let's take a look at the various charges that we have to pay under the Bajaj Allianz Life Invest Protect Gold Plan. So there is a premium allocation charge. This is for entering the policy. So for entering the policy, you have to pay a specific charge. There's a mortality charge, which is for your life cover purpose. There's also a fund management charge, which is for the fund you're investing in. There's also the policy administration charge. This is for staying in this policy. There's also the discontinuance or surrender charge. This is for discontinuing from the policy or surrendering the policy. There is also miscellaneous charge. For every single thing, there is charges in this plan. Like for entering this policy, you have to pay a specific amount of charge. For discontinuing this policy, you have to pay charges. For life cover, you have to pay charges. For fund management, you have to pay charges. For staying in this policy, you have to pay charges. So for every single thing, you have to pay charges, various charges which will in turn will bring down your overall return. Definitely it will affect your overall return. So as we have looked at the charges, benefits and the features, now it's time to look at the advantages. What are the advantages we get if we invest in the Bajaj Allianz Life Invest Protect Gold plan? So according to the advantages mentioned, we can see that as an investor in this policy, you can change your portfolio strategy during the policy anniversary. Also, under the selectable portfolio strategy of this policy, you can also switch units between the funds. You can also opt to change your prevailing premium payment frequency at the policy anniversary. Again, at your policy anniversary, if you want, you can even increase the sum assured. These are some of the advantages of investing in this plan. But what are the disadvantages? Disadvantages are the most important to look at whenever we decide to invest in anything, because without analyzing the risk, we are taking a blind risk. So we have to understand what risk is present there. So first, let us take a look at the disadvantages. So there is no loan facility available under this plan. Also, this plan does not offer you any liquidity during the first 5 years of your policy term. Also, if you really look at it, after the various charges they put on you and everything, the return on charges is not that attractive, because they do not consider the time value of your money. Because what charges you are paying now, if they paid back after a long period of time, as it's a very long term investment here, the time value of your money changes, because at that time inflation would have increased, the you will not get a inflation adjusted return, right? So the return on charges is just what you paid back at that time. So as you look at the time value of the money, then you might not consider the return of charges here very attractive. Also, the asset allocation under the fund options looks very similar. So the fund options also seems repetitive. There doesn't seem any more different varieties. It just seems a little repetitive to choose to invest in some funds options they have provided for us. But as we have looked at the features, the charges, advantages, disadvantages, now we are going to look at the more important part of the comprehensive analysis, which is to look at the IRR, the internal rate of return we might get by investing in this policy. So the calculation done here is according to the figures mentioned in the Bajaj Allianz Life Invest Protect Gold Plan policy brochure. So the figures mentioned here are already mentioned in the policy brochure and the website calculator. We have calculated using that. So for example, let us assume a male of 40 years who has invested in this plan for a sum assured of 93 lakhs 50,000. So for a policy term of 20 years. So his premium paying term is also 20 years. And the premium he pays annually is 1 lakh 70,000. So if he pays a premium for 20 years, he could get the fund value at maturity. So let us assume the rate of returns are, at the worst case scenario, it performs at 4%. At the best case scenario, it performs at the 8%. These are not guaranteed or indicative of the upper lower limits of returns under this policy. This is just for an illustrative purpose, for an example. So at that calculation, you can see after 20 years of paying 1,70,000 annually as a premium, at the worst case scenario, which is it performs at 4%, the internal rate of return, the actual money you get at the end is 40 lakhs 90,850 with an internal rate of return of 1.73%. So based on this, you can definitely say the 1.73% is not even comparable to the returns we might get by investing in a savings bank account. Like, we don't even need to invest in a savings bank account. If we just put our money in savings bank account, even then it might give us better returns compared to this. This is a risk based option. For risk based options, usually staying long term will give us potentially better returns, especially when we are investing for 20 years. But here it's only giving us 1.73%. But if you look at the best case scenario, even at the best case scenario, the internal rate of return, so maturity fund value is 62 lakh 66,000. So but the internal rate of return you get is 5.52%, which is very very low compared to even a FD or a, like, if you invest in a even in a fixed bank deposit or something else like that, even in debt instrument, you might get at least guaranteed 7% of return over the long term period of 20 years. But if you look at this return, it's only 5.52% for a period of after 20 years. It's not even sustainable, or it's not even inflation, let alone inflation beating. It's not even inflation adjusted return. So 1.73% and 5.52% in both scenarios, or really the returns fall short on the inflation rate. So it makes an insufficient policy for your goals fulfillment. So you might even consider thinking that this might not be the most suitable option. That is why we are going to compare Bajaj Allianz Life Invest Protect Gold IRR with other comparable market linked products to ensure a fair comparison. So, and to ensure a fair comparison, we will use the same metrics as outlined in the previous example. So, for example purposes only, we are going to separate our investment here. We are going to invest in both pure term insurance policy and in an investment instrument. Because if you invest in a pure term insurance policy, you can even invest in a low premium for a higher coverage. Also, if you separate your investment, we can separately invest in different better options available in the market. So for example, let us assume the pure term insurance policy we are going to invest has a sum assured of 1 crore compared to the sum assured of 93 lakhs 50,000 in the Bajaj Allianz Life Invest Protect Gold plan. So this here is also the policy term and the premium paying term is same. It's for 20 years, but the annualized premium you're paying annually is just 20,100. So the total investment itself for 20 years would be 1,49,900. But if you invest in the Bajaj Allianz plan, then you will be annually paying premium itself for 1,70,000. So next, if we compare it with first we're going to compare it with the PPF. PPF is a public provident fund, which is a government backed product with guaranteed assured returns. So if you keep investing the same amount of 1,70,000, so how we are going to invest is, first we are going to invest the premium money of 20,000 and 100 and the balance money in PPF. So whatever balance money we have from the 1,70,000 corpus, we are going to invest it in PPF. So if you keep investing it for 20 years like that, at the end of 20 years, you will get 66 lakhs 53,849 compared to the 40 lakhs 90,850. Now, compared to that, you're getting more than 20 lakhs in difference to an IRR, internal rate of return of 6.03%. And the most important part is this is guaranteed returns. You're getting this return for a guaranteed purpose. Also, if you want, as this is a risk based product, if you want to fairly compare it with another risk based product like ELSS mutual funds, even here, if you invest like the same formula as we invest in the PPF, you can see at the end we are getting 1 crore 11 lakhs 96,866 rupees. Because even in the best case scenario, the Bajaj Allianz policy only can give you 62 lakhs 66,000. But here you're getting more than 1 crore. So it's a very huge drastic difference, and the internal rate of return is 10.36%, which is definitely a market beating return, which is definitely an inflation beating return. Here both in the risk and riskless product you can see that it gives you at least inflation adjusted return or a inflation beating return. So for wealth accumulation purposes, both these investment products actually help you accumulate wealth in the long run process compared to Bajaj Allianz Life Invest Protect Gold plan. But ELSS, actually the total amount will be subject to capital gains tax. So the final pre-tax value might be 1.20 crores after 20 years, but the post-tax value after we pay tax will be 1.111 crore, which is the post-tax value. But even then, it's a very huge and drastic difference compared to Bajaj Allianz. So that's why you can see that there are better available products available in the market compared to Bajaj Allianz Life Invest Protect Gold plan. So finally, if you're still considering should you invest here or not, should you invest in this policy or not, you can definitely see and understand from the comprehensive analysis we have done that the risk we are taking, the time we are putting into this policy is not worth the return it gives at the end. So the fund, be it the sum assured value or be it the death benefit, nothing is justifiable in the long run because it's not sustainable, it's not inflation beating. So it seems inadequate in the long run because the risk is high but the potential return here is low. So if you want an investment choice, please choose an investment choice that can beat inflation in the long run, especially if you're choosing a high risk product for a long term investment. Also, it's better to keep your life cover and your investment choices separate to help in your wealth accumulation process. If you have any doubts regarding any investment decisions or any financial decisions, you can absolutely consult with a financial professional, because they will be able to help you personalize your financial plan to achieve your financial goals and customize the investment strategies to reach your financial goals in a faster and smart way. So if you are looking for professional guidance from a financial planner, you can definitely book a one-on-one consultation with one of our financial planners through the link in the description. It's a complimentary consultation, so please feel free to book it. Also, if you want to read further about this plan and with a comprehensive analysis, there's a blog post on our website which you can find through the link in the description. Also, if you like this video, please hit like and subscribe to our YouTube channel so we can definitely come up with more financially beneficial videos for you. Also, if you regularly want to gain your knowledge regarding finance and investment from leading experts in the finance industry, we also conduct regularly live free webinars, for which also you can register through the link in the description. So thank you for watching.